say pretty sure that I'm not showing the screen. So let me switch on the screen. Sorry for that. So just switch on the stream. Just switch on to the correct display. So now you should be able to see Flight Simulator. I'm double checking it at my end because I don't see it yet popping up. So let me change something on my end. Because last time we also had the same issue. Oh, here we go. It looks like to work now, so pretty nice. So this again is the Bush Talk EFB tab. The Bush Talk EFB tab allows you to do a lot of things. As I'm going to repeat myself a little bit, you can see the news where they show, okay, which items did they added. The latest update was from February 24, so you can see that they're making a lot of changes, including this EFB, which you can now add to your EFB, right? It's the EFB application. We've got the nearby, where you can see which items are nearby, and the closer you come by those items, the nicer it will be, because it will also start to play some audio. Besides that, there's the scanner and there's a radio where you can listen to real radio, and you can view the stats. And the stats are simply the place you visited. Well, enough talked for me. Let's close the EFB and let's take off. Right, so as you can see, it's pretty nice weather. I would say a little bit cloudy, but not too worried. And what we're going to do is we're going to take off from this nice airport using the Cabri G2, which is a nice helicopter. So let's see if we can get it off the ground, and of course we can, hopefully. So here we go. In the Cabri G2 we're gonna fly to the city of Vancouver. So what I did for, I would say, this purpose, I switched on the buoys to also make it easier for myself to kind of fly to those buoys, because you can see the city is pretty big. The city of Vancouver is a pretty big city, I would say a really nice one also. And let's see if we can go there successfully. We're gonna climb a little bit further, and then we're gonna make our way to the city. All those white dots can be visited, and if we're lucky we can also see those names. Let me see why the helicopter does like this. It doesn't like me today. It's also like me not very good, right? With my helicopter friends. Likely you know how to fix this, but I'm gonna fly like this for now. Although I do think something is not really good, because we're in the red zone, right? Red zone simply means, I would say, in most cases it's not really well. So let's see. Okay, here we go. We're now going to one of the first buoys. So what my plan is to simply fly, and you can fly with me by joining my Discord, right? Let me pause a little bit so I can show you which server I'm using, because that's, I would say, sometimes what you need. These are, I would say, is my current group, right? You can use that one, but you can also say, hey, I simply want to join using the server. Let me find out where that is. The server, I think it was last time I looked, it was over here. But now I, of course, can't see it anymore. I think I'm using the close by server, which in my case is Europe. So feel free to join that one if you like. So let's go back to this screen, and then let's have a look at how we can fly to the city itself. So welcome to the channel. Plan is to fly to Vancouver, right? We need to gain a little bit more speed, but you can see it's, I would say, not going that well yet, but hey, we will come there. And I enabled Bush Talk EFB. So Bush Talk EFB simply allows you to play audio once you're coming close to point of interest, and it's super handy if you want to discover a city like, for example, Vancouver. So let me turn around a bit. Here we go. And let's fly to the city. Of course, you can always keep an eye on everything. Right, you can keep an eye on the speed, you can keep an eye on the gauges, but you can see it doesn't really like me today. But likely that has to do with the joystick setup, which I did. Because I kind of reconfigured the joystick, so I'm now using the Ursa Minor to control the aircraft. But for some reason it doesn't really like me. So maybe I should switch to another joystick. Because I also have my Xbox controller. As you know, I'm always flying using two joysticks. So let me pick the other one. Oh, let me release the other one in that case. But I need to watch out, of course. Here we go. So I'm gonna fly using this nice one. Let's see if we can make a little bit more speed, because I was hoping that I could get a little bit more speed. See, the weather's a little bit foggy. I can see the wind is also pretty hard, I do think. I can see some ships over there. And there we see the Fraser River, right? Oh, let me push the wrong button. And here we can see the city. So the weather is not that well to do the bush trip, of course. We can always check the nearby items by using the EFB. Unfortunately, it doesn't react that well while flying, so we can do it like this. And then let's see. So here we're at 2.9 from Delta, British Columbia. We've got the Lin Yan Mountain Temple, we've got the Boundary Bay, and you can see that everything is working as expected. Now there's one thing which you always need to keep in mind with this. You need to make sure that you have the I would say website open, because else it doesn't work. So let me double check that really quick. And that's this one. Right, so this is the one. And if I now would shut up, you also hear things, right? Because you're seeing that it's playing currently.
In addition to being a major
so hopefully you can hear it.
For Vancouver, the aquarium is a center for marine research, ocean literacy education, climate activism, conservation and marine animal rehabilitation. The Vancouver Aquarium was one of the first facilities to incorporate professional naturalists into the galleries to interpret animal behaviors. Prior to this, at the London Zoo Fish House, naturalists James S. Bowerbank, Ray Lancaster, David W.
Let me know if you can hear it clearly. If you're watching this stream, let me know if you can hear it, because this is an experiment, right? I didn't test this earlier. I would have hoped that it would work because I set up everything correctly, but it could be that it doesn't, I would say, display or let it will say that you can hear the audio. Now let's see how it works.
Officially Canada's first public aquarium, the Vancouver Aquarium has become the largest in Canada and one of the 5 largest in North America. The Vancouver Aquarium was the second aquarium in the world to capture and display an orca. Other whales and dolphins on display included belugas, narwhals and dolphins.
So it should have been already now playing audio, and we're continuing to fly while watching the speed a bit and the RPM. You can see it's still in the green. We're flying roughly 80 knots, although it feels really slow. But still, it's nice. So the city of Vancouver, right? It's a pretty big city, as you can see. There's a lot of things there. There's a Burnaby Village Museum. We've got some other points of interest here, right? Central Park, East Vancouver. And there on the left side we also have some stuff. So plans that we're first gonna go to, in this case, Central Park. Let me say adjust my direction a bit. Here we go. And then likely you will hear some new audio, right? You hear some new audio about Vancouver. Hopefully it will work. Again, let me know if you can hear that audio play from the bush trip or from bush talk. I'll also test myself a bit. So it could be that you're hearing repeating things. Okay. Well, I didn't hear the audio yet. At least I don't hear also the bush talk, let's say, thing talking again. So let me see where we can go to, right? Because we can see that the, let's say, poise, which are shown in the poise nearby, it hasn't updated yet too much. So let's open the EFB. because one thing I figured out is that it doesn't really refresh this part, and the only way to refresh it is by going back and then continuing. Right, Burnaby Village should be, or Museum should be one, and also East Vancouver. Well, I saw those, I would say, popping up somewhere. I think East Vancouver was somewhere over there. Right, you can see the Vancouver Aquarium. But let's first go to this one, which is right in front of us, and then we will make a left turn into into, I would say, East. Well, is it East? Yeah, likely it is East Vancouver. You can always look around. You can see the playground of the gods.
Playland Amusement Park is an amusement park in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The amusement park is located at Hastings Park and is operated by the Pacific National Exhibition, an organization that hosts an annual summer fair and exhibition adjacent to Playland. Playland opened at its current location in 1958, although its predecessor, Happyland, operated at Hastings Park from 1929 to 1957.
Just checked it, right? We're now flying above the playground.
Of the PNE in 1993.
You can hear it.
Playland operates seasonally, opening from May to September every year. The park also reopens in October for its annual Fright Nights Halloween-themed events. As of 2018, the park operated 39 attractions, including 3 roller coasters. Additional rides have brought in from West Coast Amusements during the PNE's annual summer fair from mid-August to Labor Day, nearly doubling the number of rides at the park.
So it's pretty nice, right? It's a pretty nice utility which you can use. So especially if you love VFR flights, right, you can implement it. It's pretty easy to do. The only thing which you need to do is have an account, log into the website, leave the website open. For Flight Simulator 2020, you need to install a different tool compared to 2024. In 2024, you simply import the EFB app, or you install the EFB app, and there's a point of interest database which they update on a very regular basis. That's to make the connection between the point of interest and their map, because they also have a large map of items. And then based on that, you can simply, I would say, give it a try, right? It shows you it allows you to see where you are. It allows you to play some nice audio. So it will simply give you a nice way to discover, for example, a specific part of the world, or maybe a specific, in this case, city. In this case, Vancouver. You can see a lot of, let's say, points of interest which are in the city. Likely that has to do with, I would say, a lot of updates which this part of the world already got. So it's pretty nice. So let's see how far we can come. You can still see that the ships are, well, that's some work which they really need to fix, because the ships here are also half on the land, half in the water. I'm not sure what's causing that, what's causing the issue, but I'd say there's some room for improvement there. So we're coming close to the city. Let's see what we're visiting now. The Olympic Flame, or Flame tree. Would expect some more audio here, to be honest. But maybe it's my bad and I switched off the application. Oh. And that's also the nice thing, right? If you go to the application, you can see where you're flying and which point of interest you did visit. So always nice to use these kind of utilities in Flight Simulator 2024. And we need to watch out that we're not going to go too low in altitude. Here we go. Oh, Let's make a turn. Let's make sure we're not pushing the helicopter too much. And watch out for all those buildings, right? There are a lot of, let's say, huge buildings over here. Climbing over those buildings. I'd say the voice is a little bit silent if you ask me. I would have expected some more things. Let me double check one thing then. Because this is what it is, right? So
Playland Amusement Park is an amusement park in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The amusement park
no,
is
it's likely
located
plays
at
the
Hastings Park
Playland
and is
again,
operated by
which
the
I
Pacific
hoped it
National
would skip.
Exhibition, an organization that hosts an annual summer fair and exhibition adjacent to Playland. Playland opened at its current location in 1958, although its predecessor, Happyland, operated at Hastings Park from 1929 to 1957. Playland was formerly made a division of the PNE in 1993. Playland operates seasonally, opening from May to September every year. The park also reopens in October for its annual Fright Nights Halloween-themed events. As of 2018, the park operated 39 attractions, including 3 roller coasters. Additional rides are brought in from West Coast Amusements during the PNE's annual summer fair from mid-August to Labor Day, nearly doubling the number of rides at the park.
Yeah, you see how many points it can discover, but it surprised me how that it doesn't, I would say, play multiple, I would say, audio parts, because there are enough things right over here. Well, maybe it's me. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not close enough. Could be. So let's fly to a different part of the world, of the city, I should say. So here we go, East Vancouver. That's where we're going to, because East Vancouver was in the list. Let's first reach the view a bit, and then also make sure that we're not getting bounced too much. An eye on it. So let's see, we're on our way to, in this case, East Vancouver. That's the way we're flying to. We're running the EFB app, in this case from Bush. It's called the Bush Talk client, and the Bush Talk client plays audio messages once you're closer by point of interest. So it's literally a guide which tells you, hey, these are the nice to knows about the area which you're flying to. Say it doesn't work 100% correctly currently. Not sure what's causing this. Normally the installation is pretty easy. You simply install the Bush Tor client, which you can see over there.
East Vancouver is a
here I
region
go.
within the city of
So now,
Vancouver, British
now you can hear
Columbia,
it, right?
Canada. Geographically, East Vancouver is bordered to the north by Burrard Inlet, to the south by the Fraser River, and to the east by the city of Burnaby. East Vancouver is divided from Vancouver's west side by Ontario Street. East Vancouver has been the first home for many non-British immigrants since the 1880s. Historically, it was also a more affordable area and traditionally the home for much of Vancouver's working-class populace, in contrast to its wealthier upper and commercially prosperous middle-class West Side counterpart. The East Side is best summarized by its diversity in terms of family income, land use, ethnicity and mother tongue. The rapid increase in housing prices and gentrification may be affecting diversity of the area. Hastings Street, which runs from downtown Vancouver in the west through Burnaby in the east, has many unique shopping areas. Closer to downtown and Chinatown, a thriving street culture includes many low-income, drug-addicted and homeless people, but also a close-knit community of social activists. Local business includes pawn shops, cheap residency hotels, and a busy informal street market in illicit drugs. Further east between Clark and Nanaimo, the street's commercial presence includes marine and transport services, as well as artists' studios and the infamous chicken factories which sometimes permeate the area with their characteristic odor. Between Nanaimo and Boundary Road is the Hastings Sunrise area, a busy commercial area of Asian and European shops and restaurants, as well as banks and other services.
So pretty nice, right? Complete explanation of the part. So let's see if Central Park is also there. You can see a swimming pool or something. And not all parts are there, right? So the way to discover that is to open the EFB application and then go to the nearby. That's one option. You can see East Vancouver, Burnaby Village is there, Playland. So you can see that not everything is there. Also there's a way now to press the scanner option. So radar scan for nearby discoveries. So you can press it and then it will start kind of a scan to see, okay, hey, what's, I would say, in the close neighborhood for you while flying this part of the city. You can see refresh. And likely they protected it because else it might be too consuming. So let's see if we can press this one. It doesn't display that much. So let's see which other part we can discover. So we're using the Cabri G2 helicopter again, right? For those who want to join the Discord, there's also a link to the Discord channel, so feel free to join. Feel also free to join that audio part over there. It's a nice one, nice airport, or nice city I should say. A lot of, would say, pretty good quality I would say.
The Burnaby Village Museum, previously known as the Heritage Village, is an open-air museum in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada, located at Deer Lake Park. It is open seasonally from May to September and opens for special events taking place September to March. The Burnaby Village Museum is a reconstructed 1920s village containing 31 full-scale buildings. Its costumed staff demonstrate traditional trades. The museum spans 10 acres of land. Some of the buildings are original heritage buildings, moved from other locations in the community and restored. Others are replica buildings, created to house specific displays and artifacts, including a 1912 BC electric railway interurban tram. The museum is also known for the 1912 C.W. Parker Carousel, available for visitors to ride. Founded in 1971, the museum was originally known as the Heritage Village. It has grown from a 4.3-acre site with a small number of displays to a 10-acre heritage site and major attraction in Metro Vancouver.
So pretty nice. I really like it. I'm not sure if you like it. Let me know via the chat. I think it's pretty cool. So we're using the Cabri G2. Nice helicopter. So I can go outside and you can see it. Here we are. And we're flying above the city of Vancouver using the bush trip client, or bush talk client, sorry. Well, let's go inside again. And the nice thing about that is that it plays audio.
The Pattullo Bridge is a through-arch bridge that crosses the Fraser River and links the city of New Westminster to the city of Surrey in British Columbia. It was named in honor of Thomas Dufferin Pattullo, the 22nd Premier of British Columbia. A key link between Surrey and the rest of Greater Vancouver, the Pattullo Bridge handles an average of 75,700 cars and 3,840 trucks daily, or roughly 20% of vehicle traffic across the Fraser River as of 2013. The Pattullo Bridge is 1,227 meters in total length, and consists of 4 lanes, with 2 in each direction. The bridge has no barrier of any sort in the center, making it highly prone to head-on collisions, especially at excessive speed or in bad weather. The narrow traffic lanes and lack of center divider have led to lane closures from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. for safety. TransLink has also installed a series of plastic pillars to raise the visibility of the center lane divider.
So let's return to the other part of the city and let's see if we can find some other pieces there. Burnaby Museum, right? We already went there. So let's say change our angle a bit. Let's go to the other side of the city. So nice part of the city or of the world, nice part of the city, Vancouver, super cool. I would say nice scenery. So we're gonna go to, in this case, a little bit further to the right, and then let's see what happens, right? We're not gonna do a very long live stream today, only because I would say we can fly for hours above the city, but I do think that I would say that, well, this is an experiment, right? Just to see how popular it is. Don't see too many viewers yet. Maybe it will become later. Maybe it's not the right day. I'm experimenting again with this to see how well it's being received. Let me know via the comment box below this video what if you like it or if you don't like it, because that helps also me understanding, hey, is this content which I should focus on or if I should try something else. Again, this is the first time. If you want to join my Discord, it's in the chat, right? You can join it. If you watch this video later, then look at the description, because there's also the Discord link where you can see some content, right? That's still in the building up phase, still need to add some stuff. Nice thing about it is that it will generate a voice channel every Friday evening at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock for CET. And at 4 o'clock CET, it will come up with a random flight. And that random flight could be a city discovery like we're currently doing, but it could also be that it simply is a short flight. And short flight is 1 to 1.5
Perched
hour.
atop a mountain with spectacular views of Vancouver and her surrounding environs, Playground of the Gods was envisioned and realized by Toko Nubori, an Ainu woodcarver. The Ainu are an indigenous people native to northern Japan. At the heart of their traditional territory is the Japanese island of Hokkaido. On the southeastern coast of Hokkaido is the city of Kushiro, home of Toko Nubori and sister city to Burnaby, British Columbia. Toko, already an internationally renowned artist with commissioned works around the world, visited Burnaby as part of a special delegation from Kushiro in 1985. During the visit, he happened upon a mountaintop visit that inspired him. After successfully pitching his idea for a large wooden sculpture, Toko and his son Shusei began work on the project in 1989, using facilities and logs provided by the city of Burnaby. Playground of the Gods, or Kamui Mintara in Japanese, was completed and unveiled in 1990 to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the special relationship between the two cities. Playground of the Gods draws on Ainu animist tradition, with animal totems representing the gods descending to create the world, while the smaller surrounding poles represent the Ainu's intertwined relationship with the divine. The overall overlapping associations among humans, gods, animals, and nature symbolizes the friendship between Burnaby and Kushiro.
So what you just heard was the Boost Tool client. The Boost Tool client, super nice tool. It's freeware, right? So it doesn't cost you anything, although you can make donations, of course, to the developers of the tool. And then you can, I would say, listen to those nice audio messages which are being generated while you're flying over those buoys. For example, in Vancouver, where we currently are. But there are multiple buoys. They add tons of buoys. You can also see them on the map. Right here, there's a website. Have a look at that, and boosttoolclient.com. And there you can create an account, you can look at the maps, you can do some missions, right? Because eventually their goal is that you visit as much points of interest, I would say, as possible. As it looks like there are also missions, or they're planning to do some missions. So it's pretty nice that they have added that also, because it makes it more interesting. Because sometimes you don't know where to fly to. In that case, you can use that, I would say, functionality, for example, to challenge yourself. And here we go with the Aldi or Boost Tool client again. So I will shut up for now.
Vancouver, British Columbia. The complex, established in 1969 as a community project of Canadian Park and Tilford Distilleries Limited, consists of 8 separate but interconnected areas. The original gardens were designed by Harry J. Webb of Justice and Webb Landscape Architects. The distillery closed in 1984, and the new owner rezoned the site for commercial use. Duranta Kruk Landscape Architects designed the entry gate and waterfall garden as part of the 1980s redevelopment of the park and Tilford site after the flower garden was demolished. Each carries its own theme and is filled with flowers, fountains, waterfalls, and aviaries. The Rose Garden, with a covered arbor and Florentine pergola, has more than 25 varieties of roses, ranging from delicate miniatures to showy floribunda. Nearby, the Herb Garden, the smallest area, contains plantings of medicinal and culinary herbs. A collection of tropical plants and flowers can be seen inside the greenhouse, including a collection of bromeliads and succulents.
So pretty nice, right? That was the explanation of Rose Garden. We're on our way to Bridge Street. You can see that we're traveling across the city using the Cabri G2 helicopter. Vancouver, pretty nice scenery if you ask me. Also pretty nice, I would say, location to fly to. There are multiple parts which you can visit using this nice helicopter, but of course there's also the general aviation aircraft, right? Because it has an international airport, which we'll also visit in a few minutes. And let's see how we're going. We're going to those buoys which are right in front of us. Let's see how they look like. Let's say hi to the viewers. while watching the screen, right? Because we don't want to crash. We are at Capilano River.
The Capilano Suspension Bridge is a simple suspension bridge crossing the Capilano River in the district of North Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The bridge was originally built in 1889 by George Grant Mackay, a Scottish civil engineer and park commissioner for Vancouver. The bridge was completely rebuilt in 1956. The current bridge is 140 meters long and 70 meters above the river. It is part of a private facility and park with an admission fee, and draws over 1.2 million visitors per year. In May 2004, Treetops Adventures was opened in the facilities, consisting of 7-foot bridges suspended between old-growth Douglas fir trees on the west side of the canyon, forming a walkway up to 30 meters above the forest floor. In June 2011, a new attraction called Cliff Walk was added to the park.
It was again an explanation from the Bush client, which I installed. Definitely would or is the Bush client? I'm completely messing up the name continuously. Sorry for that. It's a Bush Talk EFP client, which I installed, and that gives some nice audio prompts depending on the location where you are. There are hundreds of locations added, hundreds of points of interest added. And once you're coming close by, it will simply, let's say, display the audio, or plays the audio, I should say. The only thing you need to do is install the application, make sure that you import the data point, which is also downloadable from the website, and you need to make sure that you leave the website open, because it eventually plays the audio via the website, right? So the website and the client are in contact, and then once it detects that you're close by, it will start playing the audio. So let's go to the Museum of Anthropology, and let's see if it also has some audio there. You can see pretty busy in the harbor, a lot of large ships. And we're using the Cabri G2, as you can see. So nice helicopter, small one, but nice. And it doesn't fly super fast, right? It goes 70 knots. But that's fine for now. That's fine for now. We can simply say fly, and then also we can go outside, right? This is the helicopter. So we're using a small one in the official Cabri colors. I would say I love it. Small, but I would say doable, right? It's easy to handle. Oh, it's also a challenge, right? We can land on that ship. But let's not do that. Change my controller. Let's see if this one works. Because I'm using a joystick, right? I'm using the joystick, the joypad, the Xbox controller. But of course I can also use this one, which is my Ursa joystick. Officially it's the Airbus joystick, right? But you can also use it to control this nice helicopter. So going inside again. So what's your favorite aircraft? Let me know via the chat what your favorite aircraft is. Is the helicopter, is the normal aircraft, is for example General Aviation 1, or is it one of those larger airliners? So we're getting closer by the university. So let's see if they play some audio about that one, because I'm really curious about that. We're coming closer and closer, so if there is audio, we will soon hear it.
The University of British Columbia is a public research university with campuses near Vancouver and in Kelowna, British Columbia. Established in 1908, it is British Columbia's oldest university. The university ranks among the top 3 universities in Canada. With an annual research budget of $759 million, UBC funds over 8,000 projects a year. The Vancouver campus is situated adjacent to the University Endowment lands located about 10 kilometers west of downtown Vancouver. UBC is home to Triumph, Canada's national laboratory for particle and nuclear physics, which houses the world's largest cyclotron. In addition to the Peter Wall Institute for Advanced Studies and Stuart Blusson Quantum Matter Institute, UBC and the Max Planck Society collectively established the first Max Planck Institute in North America, specializing in quantum materials. One of the largest research libraries in Canada, the UBC library system has over 10 million volumes among its 21 branches. The Okanagan campus, acquired in 2005, is located in Kelowna, British Columbia.
Looks like that there's a super sharp wind or something, or super strong wind. Because you can see, I almost cannot move anymore. And the only way to resolve it is really by turning. I was hoping that I could fly into a certain direction, because you already saw that the airport is also close by, right? There it is. There's the airport. And my plan is to land there, right? So we did fly over the city of Vancouver using the Cabri G2 helicopter, which was nice, right? We used the Bush Talk client application, which gave us some audio, some more perspectives about, hey, where are we flying? What do we see? What's the history about it? So super nice application. I already used it, I would say, a long time ago, but I kind of started to reuse it recently because they made some major updates to their solution, which make it even, I would say, nicer to start using. So as you can see, we're flying into the direction of the airport. So let's see if we can land successfully.
The Musqueam Nation is a First Nation whose traditional territory encompasses the western half of what is now Greater Vancouver in British Columbia, Canada. It is governed by a band council and is known officially as the Musqueam Indian Band under the Indian Act. Musqueam is an anglicization of the Hunkaminam name, which means place of the river grass or place where the river grass grows. The Musqueam people have lived in the Point Grey area of Vancouver, around the mouth of the Fraser River, for at least 4,000 years. Archaeological evidence taken from the Marpole Midden attest to the Musqueam people's thousands-year-old history in the area. The Marpole Midden was the location of the largest village in Musqueam some 2,500 years ago. The changing river delta prompted its inhabitants to move to the present site of the Musqueam II Reserve starting approximately 1,500 years ago. Musqueam II has a residential area called Musqueam Village. The reserve formerly had a second residential area, the village of Marlee. The Marpole Midden is also the location of a sacred Musqueam burial ground, which was desecrated by archaeologists in the late 19th and early 20th century. Harlan Ingersoll Smith, an archaeologist from the American Museum of Natural History participating in the Jesup North Pacific Expedition from 1897 to 1900, unilaterally excavated from the Midden the skeletal remains of as many as 75 Musqueam ancestors, taking them with him back to New York City to be unceremoniously displayed and researched. The belongings of those buried at the site, including tools, jewelry, carved artworks and ceremonial objects, were also excavated and taken without consultation of or permission from the Musqueam people. The Midden consisted mostly of layers of biofacts such as shells.
So nice again. We're currently flying, let's say, almost over the airport. As you can see, it's pretty empty. So it will. You can see that some more aircrafts are now being dumped at the gates. There is no plans to land on this airport. Right, so what we did in the last roughly 50 minutes, we did visit this one, and I will now, again, I would say stop talking because then you can hear the audio from the push talk one.
Kilometers from downtown Vancouver. It is the second busiest airport in Canada by passenger traffic behind Toronto Pearson International Airport, and the second busiest airport in the Pacific Northwest region, behind Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. As a trans-Pacific hub, the airport has more direct flights to China than any other airport in North America or Europe. It is a hub for Air Canada and WestJet, and an operating base for Air Transat. Vancouver International Airport is one of 8 Canadian airports that have U.S. border pre-clearance facilities. It is also one of the few major international airports to have a terminal for scheduled floatplanes. The airport has won several notable international Best Airport awards. It won the Skytrax Best North American Airport Award in 2007 and 2010 through 2022, for a record of 12 consecutive years. The airport also made the top 10 list of airports in the world for the first time in 2012, rated at 9th, 8th, and 9th overall. It is the only North American airport included in the top 10 for 2013 and 2014. YVR also retains the distinction of Best Canadian Airport in the regional results.
Well, that's nice, right? A lot of information about the airport itself. So finding the right spot to, I would say, park the aircraft, or park the helicopter in this case. You can see there are a crazy amount of points of interest here in Vancouver. Kind of reduced throttle a bit. As you can see, we're already going down, right? So that's good. By a controlled way, of course, because we are gonna end the flight and gonna also end the live stream once we've landed, right? So we're almost did fly over an hour above the city of Vancouver using some nice utilities. Those utilities give you the option to kind of, let's say, do an audio tour over the city. So I'll put the links in the description of this video so you can also try it out yourself. Definitely have a look at it because it's a super cool tool. In the meantime, we're gonna land. Everything goes well, right? Nothing goes weird. Which is a surprise to me, because in some cases helicopters landing is not the easiest way to do, if you ask me. But here we are with our Cabri G2 landing on Vancouver Airport. And then maybe the last part is a little bit bumpy, so let me Well, the last part was really hard. I admit. The last part was a little bit too hard. So what we did in this case is we landed at this airport. So I'm gonna shut down the engine. So for those, just to recap, what we did is we used this nice application which is called the Bush Talk EFB client. You can get it for free by going to the Bush Talk website and then simply download the software, import the point of interest, and then it's a matter of leaving the website open, and then you can fly around using this nice helicopter and just discover, in this case, a city or maybe a part of the world. Again, here ends this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked this live stream. A little bit shorter as I was planning to do. But I think we covered most of the things, including the review of the Bush Talk EFB client. Hope to see you back next week, or maybe a little bit earlier. Who knows? Maybe there's a surprise live stream again. If you want to participate in those flights, which I just did, then join my Discord channel because there are the details of these flights. Thanks for watching, and until next time.